What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to talk about some awesome One Piece TCG news, including, we've got some update to the teaching app, which I think is a very good piece of news, but first, we need to have a little bit of a chat about some new promos. Online and offline regionals have gone and been updated, and they include some Whitebeard Pirates trophy cards. Up till now, for a while with these tournaments, we've been rocking the Admirals, your Borsellino, your Kazan, and your Sakazuki. Well, and I did tell you the other day, actually, that we've got the free captains that are going to be coming as lovely promos, which is going to be kind of awesome as well. That's not what we're talking about here, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about Whitebeard Pirates, and let's start off with Jozu here, because honestly, this one is kind of a big deal. Because this is a ridiculous card that sees a ridiculous amount of play. Like a huge, redonkulous amount of play. Now, this is the one that originally came around back in OPO2. It's Whitebeard Pirates, most of them did. 4 cost, 4,000 power, counter plus 2,000, which is a pretty big deal. And then Don X1, if you've got 2 or fewer life cards, bearing in mind one of the things Whitebeard does is lower down your life cards pretty quickly. And your leader's type includes Whitebeard Pirates, which obviously Whitebeard is gonna. This character gains Rush. So you've got this kind of dual thing going on where firstly, this is kind of awesome because it's got counter plus 2,000. That's a good thing. But also it's kind of awesome because you've got potential Rush here. And sure, you got 4,000 power and leaders generally have 5,000 power and ties goes to the attacker. So you need to make sure that you're bumping up the power a little bit here. It's really not that difficult to bump up the power a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be okay. Whitebeard Pirates has been like the best deck since it dropped back in OPO2, like right through up to and including OPO4, arguably. There is an argument that Rebecca is slightly better in OPO4, but Whitebeard Pirates is at least right there. And yeah, nothing has happened to make this card less good. It is an absolute full-on staple that everybody is going to be playing, and now we've got a fancy trophy version of it. Is it absolutely essential? No. We got a much cheaper version in OPO2. But it's there if you want it, ladies and gentlemen. It's there if you want it. I should say this is a top 64 promo. It's the first one you seem to be getting. But if you make it one step further, you get to top 32, and you get yourself an alternate art of Marco. Now, of course, there are 2 very good Marco cards that we've seen that are generally staples in Whitebeard Pirates. This is the one from OPO3. 5 cost, 6,000 power, counter plus 1,000. On your turn when it's played, because you can play it on your opponent's turn, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 3,000 power or less. And when KO'd, you can trash an event from your hand to play this character from your trash rested. But if it's on your opponent's turn, you don't get to KO a character with 3,000 power or less. Yeah, this is ridiculous. And also, it's Marco. You got the whole Phoenix powers coming on here. So obviously, the cards represent this quite nicely, which I really enjoy. I love it when card games, and One Piece does it really well a lot of the time. I love it when card games do that thing where the skills of a card match the character on which the card is based. That just makes me happy. And we've got that going on with Marco. Another card that sees a huge amount of play, so get yourself to top 16, you get yourself a Marco. But you know what card is so gosh darn good, it literally got restricted? Yeah, Edward Newgate. Now, you need to get yourself to top 16 for this one, which is not going to be an easy thing to do. But if you do get yourself to top 16, you get yourself an Edward Newgate. And this is the Edward Newgate. Like I say, such a ridiculously good card that they had to go and restrict it because it was too good. 9 cost, 10,000 power. On play, you'll lead against 2,000 power until the start of your next turn. That's ridiculous, especially given you've got 6,000 power, which is the highest power any leader's had. And then you cannot add life cards to your hand using your own effects during this turn, but that might be a good thing because Whitebeard generally has to take a life every turn of itself. And then Don X2 when attacking, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 3,000 power or less. This is an absolute powerhouse of a card that sees a ridiculous amount of play. And like I say, it's so good and so powerful, it literally ended up getting restricted. Now, the restrictions may be lifted when we get to OPO 4. We don't know, is the honest answer. And it's interesting to me because, of course, in OPO 4, like I say, Rebecca is a great deck. Oh, and I pulled the alternate art Rebecca leader from one of my boxes of OPO 4 the other day. Check out that opening if you haven't already. I was a very happy boy. That is one of the two coolest cards in the set. The other is the alternate art Vivi. They are both stunning cards. So there's an argument that Whitebeard is still the best deck in OPO 4, so that is going to impact what happens with restrictions. And if we do end up having these restrictions in OPO 4 that Japan has not had in OPO 4, that's going to be incredibly interesting, because then we end up with, well, hang on a second, can we really follow Japan that closely in terms of their tournament results, given that we've got these OPO 4 restrictions and they never did? Obviously, if you get to the final of these regionals, you get yourself a Serial Shanks. We've talked about that before, but I just wanted to show it off because it's absolutely stunning. And interestingly enough, at the online regionals, what's your champions playmat? Still the Free Admirals. Which I find very, very interesting. They've gone and replaced the Free Admirals from the trophy cards, but you're still on the playmat there. Which is just weird, frankly, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little bit weird. And to be fair, that's for the online and the offline regionals at the moment. It doesn't really matter, but with Whitebeard Pirates being the new trophy cards, I would kind of like to see a new playmat with those cards as well, or with those characters as well. That would make me happy. Hey-ho. There is a new mass store purchase campaign which is going on. This one's going to be quite quick. But basically, what we've got is, if you go and spend €20 in the Netherlands or £20 in the UK at select stores, you get yourself the Luffy promo. And look, this is promo 6. This is a promo that came around a while ago. This is a promo we've seen many times before. Doesn't really matter. It's still a very, very cool promo. In Germany, it is taking place at Muller stores, so it is happening in Germany as well. In the Netherlands, it is taking place at Game Mania, all over the place. We've not actually got a list for the UK yet. The website is not yet showing a list of where that's happening. But we're talking Muller in Germany, Game Mania in the Netherlands, and somewhere in the UK. We'll have to kind of hold off for a moment as to exactly where that is. But it's still kind of cool that that's happening. It's not a particularly new or exciting promo. I don't want to be rude, but it's not. But that doesn't mean it's not cool, ladies and gentlemen. It is very, very cool indeed. Oh, right, yeah. Speaking of cool, something else cool is happening. You know that Learn to Play app? Yeah, now it's browser-based. And look, this is one of those weird things where a lot of people are going to look at this and go, well, hang on a second. Okay, fine, it's browser-based. Why do we care? Like, what's the point? And as far as I'm concerned, the point is twofold. First of all, there's been an update. They made this app, it teaches you how to play the game, and then they put it out on phones, etc., and then they kind of left it. And that was it. Now they've gone and said, actually, no, you can have it in your browser as well. Just the fact that we've got an update to this, i.e. that they are still working on it, as far as I'm concerned, is a pretty big deal. But also here, this seems to suggest that if we get a proper app in the future, and there is no guarantee that we get a proper app in the future, let's be clear, there's been no announcement, although I am very optimistic, it means that we may well end up having it as browser as well. Like, this I can't be the only person here that's looking at this going, oh, this is proof of concept. Essentially, they proved they could do it as an app on phones, etc. Now they're proving that this could work in a browser as well. And I don't know, maybe this is nothing, maybe this is a very small piece of news I shouldn't be overly excited about. And let's not go too over the top. There hasn't been an announcement, all right? But the fact of the matter is, they finished this app a while ago. They've now gone and released it on browser. We all know that Dragon Ball are getting a proper app, and I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, this seems like very good indeed. Right, there we go. That's what you need to know, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of this in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, and all kinds of fun things. But by far, the most important thing is always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.